Hey guys, welcome back to Vermont Mapleview Farm. Today's video is going to be about the deck drawer system. Back right after the intro. Alright guys, so welcome back to Vermont Mapleview Farm. Like I said, today I'm going to be talking about the deck drawer system. A bunch of videos already out there on it. I want to give you my own little swing because I haven't seen one yet in the back of a truck like mine, which is 2019 GMC Sierra 1500 series SLT with a lift in it. If you want to know more about that, you can check out our other video where we did a review on the actual GMC. But let's get into the drawer system. Alright guys, so the deck drawer system. A couple reasons why I went with it. One, everybody seems to have positive feedback on these things. Two, made in the USA. Gotta love that. You know, in the world we live in today, the more stuff that's made here, the happier I am. I believe they're made out in Idaho. So the system itself, it's made out of a, I believe, like plastic composite system that gives it its ability to combat the elements. It's not gonna rust on you or anything like that. But they reinforce the whole system with a steel backbone that runs down the center, which allows it to have that 2,000-pound payload on top of it. So you'll see, even though you're losing the 12 inches for the actual height of the system, you still have the ability to load just about anything you want on top and not lose any of your payload capacity because it's still going to hold more than the truck is rated for to start. All right, so the process. Been eyeing them up. I went months and months, you know, wait and save up, get up enough money, put it all together, order it, and do it. Dealing with Decked, super easy. Click on their website. I got it directly from them, not from an outside vendor. Their pricing was the same as some outside vendors. It was actually cheaper than some of the outside vendors. So the actual full-size system, I do have the short bed. It's the 5'9" bed. Was, I believe, $1142 for the basic decked system. They do have a bunch of options and accessories, and in a second I'll go over what I chose to add to it. But standard stuff, everybody talks about, they call them their ammo cans. There's one in each corner. They pop up and out, and they allow you some access to store stuff that you don't care if it gets a little damp or wet. So each one of the ammo cans, like I said, has a small compartment where it allows you to store bungee cords, maybe some tow straps, any items that you're not super concerned about if they got a little wet or damp. We went through 2 snowstorms so far since I've had this, and you know, the snow sat on the back of the truck for the better part of a week. For my own personal want to know, I popped open the lids on all 4 corners and there was literally drops of water inside. So even though they will not tell you they're waterproof, they do a very good job of keeping 98% of the water out of them. Here's your anchor points. You're gonna have one of these in each one of the ammo boxes in each corner. It's got a little plastic seal on it to prevent any extra water from getting in on that side. And then when you look from the other side, the front ones hook right into the factory hooks. The rears comes with an extra set of brackets that you install on the factory hook, and then their J-hook ties into that and secures everything down, keeps the whole unit from moving. Nice and stable up here. The composite material is fantastic. Having those 4 extra pockets to put the extra stuff that you don't need to have in the drawers is an absolute bonus. You've got 12 inches from the bed of the truck to the top of the deck system. In this particular case with my truck, you have 10 inches from the top of the deck system to the top of your rail. So yeah, you know, you lose that foot, but you still have almost a full 10 inches to keep stuff secure. And if you'll notice, front and rear, I still have tie downs that are accessible for me. Now that gets into one of the accessories for this that I actually chose not to purchase, at least not at this time. Decked makes a metal rail system that will bolt in to these slotted areas, and then you can tie in more hooks to strap stuff down. Having the hooks that I still have the availability to get in my bed system up here, I'm not seeing that I personally am going to have a need for them, but other people that are maybe carrying a lot more smaller items, you know, may feel the need for something of that nature to tie it into the system. And it is nice that they give you that option. That being said, the only other part on the outside is they also give you this nice metal plate so that as you're throwing stuff up and in there, you're not tearing into the composite plastic at all. That being said, we'll hop back down and take a look at the outside. All right, so coming at it from the front, 2019 GMC Sierra comes with a factory 110 outlet in the bed. By installing the system, the outlet is still completely accessible. It's not in the way. You can get your plug in. There's also lighting on both sides of the truck that are still not obscured by the bed system itself. So you haven't really lost any of the cool factory stuff by putting the system in. On that note, with this truck having the 2-stage tailgate, they come from the factory with a left or driver's side hand grab to help get into the truck. That does have to be removed to put the deck system in. All right, so the last of the standard equipment for this would be the bottle opener, which once again, kind of a neat feature to have on the system for all your tailgating needs. And while we're still on the outside of the drawers, one option that I did go for was the locks. They don't come standard. They come with 2 little plastic plugs that you would throw in there if you weren't going to use the locks. All right, let's get into the drawers. So the drawers themselves, fairly deep. We're going to have the measurements for you on little cutouts. I believe we had 18.5 wide, 10 inches deep, and I believe 62.25 is the depth. And because this is a system for, again, it differentiates mid-size truck to full-size truck. Because it's a full-size truck, both drawers are exactly the same for this. If you have a mid-size truck or like a Jeep Gladiator, the one drawer is a little bit smaller. Some things that I've noticed, the more you have in the drawers, the better the drawers operate. They're on ball bearing wheels, big rubberized wheels, and they work fine. But that being said, when there's nothing in them, there's not a lot of drag to pull or push anything in or out. The more you load them up, the better they work. Each drawer is rated for up to 200 pounds of weight. I'm not going to really get into the stuff that I have in my drawers right now. I believe that's going to be a separate video. What I do want to touch upon is the extra things that I purchased with the deck system that added a little bit extra. We already covered I had gotten the locks. That was about $45. I had bought in one set of these dividers. I believe they came in a set of 4. I believe they were like $24. I also purchased the 2 toolbox setups that DECKED sells. I know I probably could have found something of my own that would have worked, but I felt like for the price, they're watertight and they fit exactly into their drawer system. And they did just come out with the new dark earth tops versus the blue. How could you resist? So, extra add-ons, the lock set, the drawer dividers, the 2 toolboxes, I believe they call them D-box and toolbox, and then these 2 little guys up front. I'll be honest, I don't remember what they call them, but the reason I like them is because they have the bump out that sits inside the drawer. It creates kind of an awkward space right up front. They make these little U-shaped boxes that turn out to be kind of a great little catch-all for anything that's smaller or that you want to grab right away, right up front. You know, high-vis vest if you got to get out of the vehicle and you need to throw something on real quick. That's come in handy, and that's one of the best things that I bought as one of the add-ons to the drawer system itself. Again, like I was saying, the more weight, the better. When I first put them together and I tried to use the drawer, I was like, wow, these things are really kind of sticky. They don't really shut that well. And then I added another bag and another bag and another box, and then all of a sudden when you try to shut them, they shut them much easier than when there was no weight in them. That being said, the actual installation and putting everything together. The day I decided to do all this, of course, was about 3-4 weeks ago, where we still had, I believe 5 o'clock was the extent of daylight, and I got home from work at 3:30 and decided, hey, let's try to put this together today. and I was by myself. It took me 2.5 hours by myself, with the last 45 minutes working in the pitch dark out in my driveway with a flashlight in my mouth. So all in all, was it hard installation? No. I think if you have any mechanical aptitude whatsoever, it's no problem to put together. And I believe if you had a second set of hands to help you move some of the awkward pieces once you put together some of the bigger subsections and are putting them into the back of the truck, 2 guys could probably easily do this whole thing in an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes. Directions, very clear, very concise. Everything goes together. The craftsmanship on how all the holes and everything line up when you're assembling everything was perfect. There wasn't any trying to twist and turn parts and pieces to make them line up. Everything fit where it was supposed to fit. So, overall, I've had the system probably about 3 or 4 weeks. I'm just kind of slowly starting to integrate it into my daily life. My goal is to have it set up for my EMS bag, a bug out bag, camping supplies. To me, the biggest benefits of it, A, everything stays bone dry, and B, it keeps all the junk out of the cab of my truck, which makes everybody else happy when they're riding with me. So, my review on Decked, it was worth it. I shouldn't have waited. So if you're considering getting a Decked system, don't wait. Don't waste your time. I think it's one of the best things I can put in my truck. Now, that being said, phase 2, once money permits, I'm really looking at that Lightner designed rack system that may go on top to further on the outdoor expeditionness of my Sierra. All in all, guys, I think that's going to wrap up today's video from Vermont Maple View Farm. Any questions you have about the Decked system, because I'm sure I may have missed something, please feel free to comment and ask. I'll be happy to get back to you. Highly recommended. So far, I love the system. Thank you. Vermont Maple View Farm out.